This review covers the initial launch for Anthem on Xbox One. We will be doing a part 2 later in the year that will cover all of the updates and post-launch content, as well as how Bioware handles player feedback. Part 1 focuses entirely on what's included with launch, so let's dive in. Anthem is a new IP created by developer Bioware and published by Electronic Arts. Anthem has been labeled an action RPG by the developer, a looter-shooter by early critics, and a game genre we like to call the MMO Light. We've had similar titles attempt to break into this genre before. Think Destiny and The Division. Developers see a game like World of Warcraft and ask the question, how do we bring something like that to our audiences? What we get is a sort of half-and-half result. They try to bring the best elements of the MMO and apply it to the games that they create. Each of the titles I mentioned has its flaws, but they also have something that keep bringing their players back for more. How does Anthem stack up against the rest? Let's find out. Anthem starts with an epic opening sequence. You are a rookie freelancer on your first job. A veteran freelancer named Halleck attempts to calm your nerves with a speech of confidence before you set out. Things go sideways fast for all involved. We then skip ahead 2 years to see our freelancer out on their own. When you get to Fort Tarsis, you see how empty and run down that it is. It is up to you to restore honor to the freelancers and to restore Fort Tarsis to its former glory. Most MMORPGs follow the same structure of having a story to set things up that usually consists of lengthy dialogue boxes we all skip through to continue questing. Bioware shines here by giving you a cinematic story told through cutscenes, and they broaden that depth by giving you a wonderful cast of characters to interact with between missions. As you complete the critical path and side quests, you slowly restore the fort piece by piece. You also start changing the people's minds about the freelancers, and civilians start believing in you again. Side missions have depth to them and develop as you play the mission. The stories that are told about these characters have the same depth as the critical path and are just as important. If you rush through the game, you're going to miss out on some great characters. Here are some of the characters you're going to get to know. Zoe, your trusted javelin mechanic. Leighton, an ex-spy trying to find his way. Matthias Sumner, a brilliant and curious arcanist who believes the key to humanity's survival is a deeper understanding of Shaper instruments. Bryn, an awkward sentinel who secretly entrusts the freelancer to help the sentinels. Yarrow, a retired freelancer who works to preserve the traditions of the job. Halleck, a proud veteran freelancer who wants to prove he's the best. All of the characters have superb voice acting. When these characters are telling you their stories, they make you want to listen. Cinematics are top-notch, and the facial animations are emotive. The lip movement is synced to the speech, and the characters' eyes have soul. This is easily Bioware's best work. The storytelling is typical Bioware fashion. Head out on a mission, come back to base, and interact with the characters for a discussion. Rinse and repeat. It's great to see Bioware hold on to what they are best at, while attempting something new, and for the most part, it works very well. Bioware does a great job developing its characters, so you should take your time and have those conversations. Don't worry, the endgame will be there waiting for you. There's no need to rush. In the demo, free play felt small, with constant notifications for going out of bounds occurring. In the full game, it's completely open. Free play can only be set to public when launched. However, there is no tether in this mode. You can stay with the group or go explore on your own. Anthem's open free play zone is huge, and it could be the most beautifully detailed world I've seen. From the snowy mountain peaks all the way down to the underwater scapes, Anthem is packed with flora and fauna. The world feels alive, and its vistas are so breathtaking that you will find yourself stopping to enjoy the view. The loading times are improved from the demo, However, they are still an annoyance that stops the momentum dead in its tracks. I do like that I can access the vault from the forge now. However, I dislike that I have to load into the forge to swap weapons and abilities. You may load in to check out the new gear that you want to use, and then decide you want to check on your challenges as well. Instead of tabbing over to the challenges, you have to load back into the game from the forge, check the challenges, then load back into the forge, make your selections, and then load back into the game. It would be great if Bioware could make going in and out of the forge seamless instead of having all the loading times. A lack of a character stat page has us questioning if certain selections are helping or hurting our builds. Some of the stats aren't even explained to us, such as the acid status on the Venom Bomb. Also, the game is primarily focused on priming and detonating combos, but they don't teach you which abilities prime and which abilities detonate. If you look closely next to the name of the ability, you will see a star symbol for detonating and a circle symbol for priming. The combat is frantic and rewarding. Priming and detonating combos and seeing your enemies explode, burn, or shatter into ice chunks is spectacular. Headshots can pop an enemy's head clear off, and the impact and sound of the guns have real weight to them. Enemies have weak points, so take the time to learn your foe and their attack patterns. This is a must for high-tier gameplay. Currently, only a handful of mission types exist in the game. Initially, I saw this as a negative, but when comparing to other games of its type, I would rather them focus on the greatness of the combat system versus giving me dumb fetch quests or other things that take us away from that combat. Anthem has some of the best customization I've seen in a game. Selectable armor pieces and custom paint colors, and even the wear state and type of fabric or material is available. Plus, you can change the color for each piece, and some materials offer more than one color selection. So far, you are able to earn wear state, fabric, and material items for customization, but not armor pieces. In order to change armor, you have to buy the armor sets from the in-game store, with earnable coin or shards that are purchased for real money. The costs are relatively low, and I would label the storefront as a comfortable casual grind. I'm currently sitting at 80,000 coins after purchasing a cool metal type and an emote for my Colossus. Challenges will be where you earn the bulk of the coin, so focus on those if you want more coin. The full armor set costs around 60,000 coin. My negative here is that I would like to have seen armor sets we could earn as endgame rewards or drops. It would add to the obtainable loot pool and keep the player engaged. They could rework the store to sell armor sets that come with custom color kits or visual effects, stuff like that. A big miss here is a lack of customization for the weapons. We can't earn or apply our own skins or add any colors to any of our weapons. Masterworks and legendary weapons look cool, but they are only skinned versions of the guns we currently have. I would like to see legendary weapons each have their own design, look, and feel to them. Now it's time to see how Anthem scored with our rating system. Remember, the following 5 categories are allowed to award up to 20 points each. We then add up all of those points to award the game a final grade. And our grades go SS, A, B, C, and the dreaded BB, which stands for bargain bin. Fun factor, emergence. We had a great time playing Anthem. It is extremely fun to hop into a javelin and go out to explore Bastion. It's full of discovery, materials to gather, parts to find, animals to see and fight, enemy camps to invade, and a beautiful landscape to take in. The strongholds are great to do with friends, but not so great when playing with randoms. The missions are fun, but repetitive. Would have liked to have seen more variety in this. We suggest playing the missions solo so that you don't miss any of the story. In all of this, some negative things emerge. We have random audio popping in and out. Sometimes the audio won't come back until you exit the game and relaunch. Server crashes still happen too often, and at random times, doing random things. The loading screens are frequent, and they are long. While this game is a lot of fun to play, these loading screens can easily take you from amped up to disgruntled. The worst culprit being entering and exiting the forge. Fun factor in emergence receives 10 points. Control, gameplay, mechanics. Controlling any of the javelins is something you have to feel for yourself. Jumping off of a cliff or jumping into the air and that engaging the flight thruster is one of the best feelings you will ever feel in a video game. I'm not over-exaggerating here. The flight mechanics for the javelins are incredible. The movement during combat feels tight. The guns feel great, and each type feels different. The abilities is where the gameplay truly shines though. Each javelin type has its own pool of abilities to try out, and once you find the ones you like the most, the quest for higher tiered versions of those abilities begins. We do have some negative mechanics and controls to report. Navigating the menus is clunky and slow. There is a slight delay when selecting things to salvage, for example, and when tracking a challenge, or selecting a consumable before a mission launch. Movement around Fort Tarsus is slow and jittery as well. Perhaps they should have left the fort third person instead of a first person view. When playing in a group, you have a mechanic to launch a mission from anywhere inside the fort. However, in solo play, you have to approach the javelin in order to launch a mission. This means that sometimes you have to walk east, then west, then back east, and we don't see why, since the mechanic is in the game in the group session. We also dislike the tethering mechanic that is forced in group play. It's more lenient since the recent patch, but we would like to see it completely removed. We award control, gameplay, and mechanics 10 points. Graphics. The Frostbite engine is an absolute powerhouse of an engine. This game is jaw-dropping to see. From the shortest of grass to the highest mountain peak, every part of this world is captured in the greatest detail. Watching the waterfalls roll off of the steep cliffs into the flowing water below is breathtaking. The flora and fauna bring life to it, and the little touches like a pack of birds dashing across the sky, or the rolling mist of the water, help create a sense of realism few games can accomplish. We award graphics 20 points. Music and sound. Bioware is well known for their sound design, and they do not disappoint here. Each gun has its own distinct sound, with bigger, heavier guns sounding devastating. The javelin thruster sounds are top-notch, and the abilities and explosions all sound fantastic. The character voices are recorded in the highest quality, and the actors themselves are top tier. From the opening scene to picking up materials on a free-play expedition, the music complements the world and everything you do. Everything from brilliant crescendos at the start of an epic battle help you get focused and on edge, to calming, soothing themes as you fly and explore the beautiful vistas the world has to offer. We award music and sound 20 points. Story, world, and replayability. The main campaign is around 15 hours with plenty of beautiful Bioware cinematics the studio is known for. There are plenty of characters to meet and converse with, each with their own story to tell. We recommend you interact with them all as frequently as you can to get the best experience. The story itself stumbles in some parts, but it's a solid campaign for a game of this type. The free play zone is huge, with lots to do and discover. Once you finish the game, you reach the endgame content, which consists of Grandmaster difficulty levels, strongholds, and new tiers of gear progression to grind, all leading to high replayability. We award story, world, replayability 20 points. This brings us to a grand total of 80 points, which awards the game a grade of B. In conclusion, Bioware has taken a huge risk with Anthem, and for the most part, it works really well. Even at launch, some pesky bugs exist. Loading screens are too common and too long, and the tethering while in a group needs to be removed. Tethering doesn't exist in free play, so hopefully it's as simple as hitting a switch. Players should never have to worry about being penalized for enjoying the view. Bioware is most known for their single-player stories that build and develop the world and cast around you. They haven't quite found the sweet spot between MMO and RPG though, so I would recommend playing the campaign solo so you can take your time to get to know this wonderful cast of characters they have created for you. Then, squad up for the Grandmaster levels to hunt for masterworks and endgame content that consists of world events and strongholds. Overall, the flight mechanics and combat are top-notch, and it never gets tiring to take down the enemies and watch those wonderful loot drops pop out. Customizing the look and feel of your javelin is a joy, with one of the deepest customization tools you will find. With lots of variety and playstyle options for each of the javelin types, an entire catalog of challenges to complete, a multitude of codex entries, and a large open free play zone full of verticality and exploration, strongholds, and world events to earn high-end gear, and a well-told emotional story that Bioware is known for, you will find yourself with plenty to do right from the start. We can't wait to see what the future holds for Anthem, or what changes will come to Bastion. What we do know is that we will be there every step of the way. Strong alone, stronger together.